Welcome. Today we are introducing a new pedagogical video designed specifically for the grammar course, created as part of the Information, Communication and Pedagogical Practices Training Program for the newly recruited university teachers, the cohort of 2026. This training is organized in cooperation with the University of Constantine. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore key teaching practices to support effective learning in higher education. Let's get started. Let's take a moment to introduce myself. I am Dr. Boukersoul Fatima, a teacher at the Department of English within the Faculty of Foreign Letters and Languages at larbi tebessi University. I hold a PhD in didactics, specializing in English language teaching, educational technology, and digital learning. With regard to the module itself, grammar is a fundamental unit focused on building a solid foundation in syntax. This module is designed specifically for first-year undergraduate students learning English as a foreign language. It carries a coefficient of 2 in the semester average, meaning it has a significant impact on their overall grade. The weekly workload of grammar is 3 hours split into 2 sessions of 1 hour and a half each. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to speak with confidence and clarity while others struggle to get their point across? Often, it comes down to one single skill, grammar. Grammar isn't just a set of rules to follow, it's the foundation of effective communication. When we understand grammar, we unlock the ability to express ideas clearly and connect with others in a meaningful way. That's why grammar matters. Throughout this semester, we will explore together the structures that shape the English language and discover how words combine to create meaningful and accurate messages. Because grammar influences every aspect of a student's university life, from exams and presentations to research papers and future professional opportunities, mastering grammar today means building the confidence and precision that will support their success tomorrow. Before we dive into the course, it's important to understand the basics we're building on. We're focusing on simple sentence structure, the classic subject, verb, object order that forms the backbone of English. We'll get comfortable with personal pronouns like I, you, he, she, and so on. We'll also master the auxiliary verbs, be and have, making sure they're used correctly every time. And finally, we'll learn to tell nouns and verbs apart, which is key for clear communication. Let's take a look at the learning objectives that guide our journey. We start by identifying the major grammatical categories in English, then move on to recognizing sentence and clause structure. From there, we distinguish between different parts of speech and use verb tenses accurately in context. We'll also apply modal verbs to express ability, obligation, and possibility. Along the way, we'll master phrasal verbs and multi-word expressions, produce grammatically accurate English, and ultimately demonstrate improved confidence in academic and professional communication. Here's a look at the curriculum map for our grammar course in semester. We start with a solid foundation, exploring the verbs and their different types and the roles in sentences before moving into auxiliaries and how they function structurally. From there, we will take a deep dive into tenses, simple, continuous, and perfect aspects, followed by modals where we will unpack how they express different functions, such as ability, obligation, permission, and possibility. We'll then turn to phrasal verbs and their prepositional behavior and close with special verbs like get, do, and make, along with the exceptions and idiomatic patterns they bring. One important note is that the sequence isn't fixed in stone. I will adjust the order and pace based on where each cohort tends to struggle the most, so the curriculum stays responsive to the students' needs as we go. Now let's look at how we measure progress in this grammar course. Half of the grade comes from continuous assessment, which includes regular assignments, active participation in class, and 2 quizzes, each worth 7 points. The other half is the written examination, which tests the students' ability to spot and fix errors, to show how well they understand sentence structure overall, and so on. Together, these 2 methods give a balanced view of their skills. At this point, we will see how do we trace the students' progress and measure it. Students have a variety of tasks to accomplish and complete, starting with self-assessment quizzes to check their understanding. Then there are also interactive grammar exercises, which help reinforce key concepts and points. There are also practice assignments, which offer hands-on experience. They can also participate in discussion forums, which encourage deeper engagement. Thanks for joining me today and for your attention and time. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out during office hours or by email. I really appreciate you being here and I look forward to what's next. Thank you.